Yo, what's happening, man? It's your boy Rundown. If you're depressed watching your favorite sports team on the football field, but you just can't stop buying their gear, then congratulations. You might be a Raiders fan. But listen, man, don't trip. I got the perfect thing for you, man. Here at the Rundown, we have partnered with Fanatics to bring the nation some of the freshest Raider gear that you can get your hands on. I'm talking jerseys, I'm talking hats, and you know it's starting to get chilly out here, so it's best to grab you some drip for the frosty season while you're at it as well. So tap the link in the description down below, get you some fresh gear, man. Support the channel at the same time. It's a dub for you, dub for me, even though we're not getting that many dubs on the field at the moment, man. So remember, man, tap the link down below in the description to get you some fresh Raiders gear from Fanatics. Now let's get back to the show. What is going on? What is the deal? What is happening with my Raider family, man? You are back for another episode here of the Raider Rundown, man. You already know what time it is. It is Monday morning, beautiful Monday morning. So you're here tapping in with your boy Rundown, man. Before we get everything started, regularly scheduled programming and all the extra, make sure you guys hitting the like button. If you're new, hit the subscribe button if you're feeling what you're hearing and you're staying for the show as well, man. Today, We got a lot of packed topics going on today. Today, we are going to be talking about the Raiders draft plan. We got about 3 weeks or so. We're 3 weeks away. So we got to talk about the draft plan. What is becoming clear? What positions are becoming clear, right? That's what I want to talk about. 1, 2, we're going to talk about Project Mendoza, right? And reason I'm saying that is because we're going to talk about things that are going on behind the scenes with Fernando Mendoza, why he solidified as the #1 overall pick, and really what they are doing with him to try to get him hitting the ground running as fast as he can, right? And then after we do all that, we're going to get back into the topic we were going to talk about last week, which is, are the Raiders still last in the West? We still last in the AFC West. But before we do any of that, man, you already know what it is. Salute to all my family that's in the chat. So it is a Raider Rundown show. Y'all know we got to get started with the very first segment of the day, which is get a little roll call in, man. Give a little shout out to all my peoples that's in the chat. First of all, Raider Ryan becoming a new member. Appreciate him, of course, man. Salute to my guy, Raider Ryan. Much love, much love. We got AKA Freddie in the building, man. What's going on, Freddie? Salute to my peoples that's showing up this morning, man. I already know what time it is. We getting the regulars. My boy, what's going on? Raider Nation 509. What's happening with you? Salute, salute. Dre in the building, man. What's going on with you, Dre? Appreciate you for tapping in. Steve asks, is our #1 receiver on the roster right now? If you were to ask me, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. I don't think so at all. Not gonna lie. I don't think we have our wide receiver 1 right now. And we're gonna talk about that during the show because it's becoming clear that I think the team believes that as well. But Bloody Raider in the building, man. What's going on? Salute to my guy. Appreciate you for showing up, man, as always. And last but not least, my dog Cheeto in the building, man. Appreciate you for tapping in this morning as well. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Make sure you guys tap in with my boy Cheeto and his channel as well. But let's go ahead. We're going to get everything started, right? We're going to get everything started. And really, I want to start nowhere but the draft, right? I believe that the draft plan for the Raiders is becoming very clear, right? I believe it's becoming very clear. And by these, now look, I'm not going to say the top 30 visits are the end all be all, right? I don't think that is the case. But considering with who the Raiders have met with in the draft, who the Raiders have talked to in their top 30 visits, right? And things we're hearing in between, I feel that they have a certain position group or position groups that they're targeting right now that I'm pretty confident that we're going to see that position taken for the Raiders in this draft. So that's something we definitely going to talk about. And I want to start off with some of the visits that we've been talking about and what positions I think are becoming clear. But before I do that, I want to ask y'all real quick in the chat, what positions do you think the Raiders are going to be taking in the draft? If you had to guess based off, maybe you've been in the shows, right? Maybe you've been talking with me in the shows. Maybe we've just been seeing certain information we've been presenting here. Is there anything in your mind that you think, yeah, the Raiders are probably taking this position in the draft, no question? Now, you don't know the player, don't know the name, right? But as far as the position, I believe they're going to be taking it. Is there any guesses with y'all? One, man, Ayo Anthony in the building, man. What's going on, Anthony? Appreciate you for going in. What about Besh? Who said Besh was a wide receiver 1? See, Cheeto, you got to stop, bro. You have to stop this. Nobody said Besh is a 1. Well, if some people are saying that, then yeah, never mind. That's on them, right? But I don't think that Besh is a 1. He's still going to be productive, though. Still going to be productive. He ain't going to be Brian Edwards. I'll say that. Ted Hurst. What's going on? Okay. I like Ted Hurst. I do like Ted Hurst. I don't know if he's like tippy top of the list for me, but I do like Ted Hurst. He's not bad. 2 cents. What's going on, 2 cents? What's happening with you? Man, Dre says wide receiver. Okay. DT or O-line. Okay. Running back. All right. See, yeah, for sure. Running back. DT. All right, yeah. DT. Trenches. I agree. Trenches for sure. Kicker. Hey. They are probably gonna bring in another kicker though. I ain't gonna lie, they probably should because Matt Gay is kind of up there, so they probably should bring another one. Steve, DT, wide receiver, cornerback, running back. All right. All right. Area 51. He says Ronaldo or Messi, but I appreciate you for tapping in. Safeties. Yeah. But, and then Bowers, Bloody says Bowers is a wide receiver 1, but we need an actual wide receiver for sure. And real quick, man, shout out to the dog Ron. Appreciate him for tapping in, man. Shout out to my dog Jason as well, man. Thank you for stopping by and showing up, man. Appreciate you, big dog. Now I see a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of things in here that I'm right with y'all, man. I'm right with y'all. Now, the first one we're gonna talk about is pretty easy because some of the names have flown across the screen, and at the same time, there's been multiple of them. Wide receiver is the first one that we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about some names to go along with that as well. But if you've been paying attention to maybe things that the Raiders have released, or maybe some of the shorts I've had, you know, a lot of the receiver prospects are being brought in for top 30 visits. They've had Denzel Boston. They've had Concepcion. They've had Ted Hurst as well at the draft. They met with Zachariah Branch, right? I don't think I've heard anything about Fields or anything like that, but I do believe that Jacoby Lane is coming down the pipe as well, as far as receivers they might want to look at. So that's at least 5 to 6, right? That's it. Oh, Jeremy Bernard. There you go, Dre. Jeremy Bernard is another one. I appreciate that because I was about to forget him. So that's at least 6 that we just mentioned right there, right? And shout out to 2 cents, bro. Always, I appreciate you for the $2 holler, man, helping me feed Baby Rundown, man. But Fields, I don't know if we've met with Fields yet. Don't think we met with Fields. But a lot of these names that are there, some of these are even high profile, back in the first half, first of the second, round type of receivers. You know what I mean? So these, I believe we're looking at this heavy. And I believe if the right prospect does fall to 36, we're going to take a receiver at 36. I think we're going to take a receiver at 36. Now, who could it be? Who knows? But the most notable ones that we can talk about, well, I would say the 2 for me, and this is my opinion right now. Now we're going to go into the more opinion-based category of it. But the 2 that we can talk about a little bit, and I think are the most high-profile ones that if they fail to 36, we would have to have a real conversation. And that would be Denzel Boston and KC Concepcion. If those 2 fail to 36, I think those is immediate run to the podium and go ahead and grab that receiver. I think that 100%. With them 2, you got to do that, I think. Because they're too talented. They shouldn't really be there at 36, to be honest with you. I don't think Boston should be there at 36. There'll be people that will argue to you that he's not a first-round receiver, whatever the case. I'm firm. I think he is a first-round receiver. I think he can be a wide receiver 1. Now, we're talking about Concepcion. I think he's a back half of the first-round receiver as well. You know what I mean? Teams like the Niners, teams like the Bills, teams like those type of guys would be interested in taking a receiver of this caliber. But if he fell to 36, then I think that's room to grab. Now, the thing about him, I was worried because we just got Naylor, but Concepcion can play outside as well. He can play slot and outside, so he has that versatility to go back and forth, right? Now, the only thing about him, though, is what Dre is talking about. He does drop shit. He does have drop problems, all right, where sometimes he gets the yips, right? Whereas if I'm talking about my guy Boston, we ain't talking about hands problems. That's the least of the worries, right? So again, I do always kind of worry with receivers where, like, that's like telling me somebody that builds houses doesn't know how to hammer nails. You know what I mean? Like, you're a receiver. You got to be able to catch the fucking ball. That's job number 1 of the job description. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, you got to be able to do that at a high clip. Now, it worries me because the thing that everybody gets on Trey Tucker about, is the hands. So the difference would be that with the ball in his hands, Concepcion is more dynamic than Trey Tucker, and he's a better route runner. So there are those things, all right, that you can look at and put that on Concepcion. But again, right, that's like telling me the hot dog vendor outside of the old.co back in the day, you feel what I'm saying, or outside of the Coliseum back in the day, the hot dog vendor don't know how to grill the wieners. Pause. But like what? That's part of your motherfucking job description. How do you not know how to grill the hot dogs? But so you know what I mean? Like that's some of the things that get on me about him. But when we pull up some film about Concepcion, you'll see some of the traits that end up, you end up saying, okay, that is some of the guys. But real quick, if the Raiders were to look at these two guys in the second round, right? In the second round, pick 36, would you like it? How would you feel about these two dudes, or are you guys feeling another name? Right now, talking about the other names, and let me see what you guys are talking about real quick. Let me see what you guys are talking about. Say drops too many passes. Yeah, I feel like we need a safety or nose tackle at 36. True. Now we're going to talk about why DT will be a position I personally feel we might wait till the third round, but we keep going. Let me see Bernard. Now Bernard, he's smooth, dog. He's smooth. Now, he's not as dynamic as Concepcion, if we're going to compare the two, right? Because to me, Boston is already up there. If Boston's there, bro, I don't have no questions. But the other two, right? Because this is what I was getting at. Is Bernard too rich at 36, right? Like, because I like Bernard, but at 36, I don't know. You know what I mean? That might be a little too rich. But he's more reliable than Casey Concepcion when it comes to the hands. Not near as dynamic, though, with the ball in his hands, right? Like, if you get the ball in Concepcion's hands, he can take 5-yard slants to 50, right? He can do that. Bernard, that's not his game. You more of, we going to be steady, move the chains, be good in the middle of the field, right? And when I think about that, I believe that's what they're going to use Besh for. You know what I mean? So I think unless they get rid of Trey Tucker, which it's looking increasingly like that's what they're about to do, I really have this feeling that they might do that. But I'm not saying I want them to do it, right? I would maybe they could keep Trey for one more year, but then again, if the room's getting too crowded, right? If shit's getting too crowded, they got to move on from somebody. His contract's coming up. If they don't feel like they're going to pay Trey Tucker, well, then there's that, right? There's that. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in that regard. I'm still 50-50 on that. I don't know if I want to trade Trey. I don't know. But if they do, I'm not going to start throwing shit around the room. I will say that. But continuing on, right? Bernard, he's more steady. He is more steady, but he doesn't provide the after the catch dynamics, right? So then there's that. Now, 2 cents. I think you've been with me on the Boston train the whole time. 10 TDs, 0 drops. That's what I'm talking about. No drops. If you watch, and again, I'm always watching the film. If I watch Boston film, every single catch is with the hands, dog. I rarely see him let the ball get into his body. Now, some people are going to probably get up in here and be like, well, hey, Boston dropped the ball in the combine drills in his draws. I don't care. I don't care an inkling about the combine drills and drops. I don't. Because when I watch him on tape, he's not dropping the shit when there is a corner right in his face and he got to pluck that motherfucker over his dome. So, all right, so at that point, I don't care about that. I don't. Villegas, what's going on, man? Surratt in the third. He's a Keenan Allen clone coming out of Cal, same type of wide receiver. Yeah. I mean, you could take Surratt, but he don't offer nothing after the catch either. If you're looking for somebody dynamic, he's not going to fall into that category, right? Whereas, would you rather have Surratt or a dude like Jacoby Lane or Ted Hurst in the third round? Right now, that's where the conversations lie. See, basically what we doing here, y'all, is having these conversations that they're having within the draft room, right? That they're having within the draft room. And we're going to see that if these conversations manifest into something, right? And if we were on track. So this is why I love doing this type of shit. But at the end of the day, right, Surratt, if he's in the grouping of, or let's even put Malachi Fields in that grouping, right? Let's put Malachi Fields in the grouping. If you have Surratt, Fields, Jacoby Lane, or Ted Hurst in that group, I would believe that Surratt is the last one out of that group, to be honest. Now it's not saying he's bad, but for what we need and the dynamics of the player, I don't believe that Surratt would be above those three dudes. I don't. Nick, I like the idea of trading back and grabbing Jeremy Bernardus. Now, if they trade back from 36, we have work. If they trade back from 36, now we talking, right? Right? We talking, Nick, because now that allows us to grab more capital because 36 for Bernard is a little too much for me. It's a little too much. Now let's see what else we got going on here, man. Let's see what y'all talking about real quick. Boston or McDonald's? That's a good question. Save this question. We're going to talk about this when we get to the TTs. That's a good-ass question. Let me see what else we got. Up in here, man. Now we talking ball up in here, man. Man, Viegas, what's the deal? I didn't even see you earlier, dog. I believe I did, but I didn't. But appreciate you for tapping in, as always. Free safety, RB2, cornerback, depth, nose tackle. I don't know about cornerback depth, but we'll see. Let me see. Ron says, if we scoop a wide receiver, I got to go in the fourth and look for Branch or Fields. Wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad if they did that. See, Dre says Trey gonna stay. 2 Cents says Tucker has never had a decent QB and coaches more than Little League, which is true, 2 Cents. But I'm looking at it like this, right? And again, I'm on the fence. I don't know if I want to trade Trey or not. I really don't. But the way I'm looking at it is the same way I'm looking at the contract situations with a lot of guys in previous years. The contract is coming up, right? They just signed Naylor. Okay, Naylor is speedy as well, and Naylor can do a lot of the slot shit, right? Naylor can play a lot of slot. Let's say in theory that they draft Concepcion at 36. What's the difference between him and Tucker? Right? Like, because then if you're talking about our top 3 guys are Jalen Naylor, you're talking about Tucker and Concepcion, nobody's over 6'1". And now you got to talk about what is the difference? What's the difference of guys? Besh is going to get in there somewhere, right? Because they just drafted Besh last year in the 2nd round. And people like Cheeto is saying that Besh is ass. So Besh is probably going to play, hopefully, if he's not complete dumpster juice, right? So then at that point, who's the odd man out of the group? We just... You know what I mean? That's the way I'm looking at it. Who would the odd man be in there? And we talking about Besh, who they just drafted, Concepcion, who they just drafted, and Naylor, who they just gave $30 million to, and a dude whose contract is kind of expiring, but kind of has the same skill sets as the other fresh 2 dudes. You know what I mean? Like that it's just the odds are stacked. The odds are stacked against them, unless the only other way is if they're sitting there and saying Thornton probably ain't gonna play a lick, then there's that. Then you had that to sit up on there and do that. But some of y'all think that Thornton can still improve. So if that's the case, then you don't want to do that, right? Like this is where shit starts getting tricky. It's where shit starts getting tricky as we start moving into the future, because Trey has been with, what is it, 3? 4 head coaches already? The one who drafted Trey is long the fuck gone, right? Like long the fuck gone. So no ties in the organization, right? From GM nor coach. Nobody drafted him. Nobody brought him in here. So shit start getting tricky when you look at it like that. Shit start getting tricky. Who's the last good receiver from Washington? Odunze. I think Odunze's still good. Facts. Viegas says, yes, sir. They have a board with 30 wide receivers and going over pros, cons, slot selections, fit in the system, what they want to do. Exactly. And we're going to see it all unfold. We don't know names, but I'm pretty confident that they're going to go in this direction. Now, let me look, man. My boy Mike Lopez. What's going on with you? Excuse me. The Raiders had 2 interviews with KC Concepcion. Oh, 1 during the draft. You're right. So that's 2. That's 2, which makes me even further believe that, and they get to have 3. Before I continue, the Raiders are allowed to have 3 Zoom virtual meetings as well, right? So they've already had 2 with KC, 1 in person as well. I believe they get to have 1 more as well. That will complete the whole 3 visits. But that further makes me think that they're going to take him at 36 if he falls. Which, hey, look, I'm not going to be mad. We're going to watch it. We're going to watch a little film, right? We're going to watch a little film as well. I want to watch a little bit of Concepcion, see what we see. Boston, due to the fact he's not the fastest, but half the time is wide open. And that's what I don't get either, 2 cents. Boston, they say doesn't get open, but I'm watching him get open on film. I watch him get open. Veteran wide receiver. Ooh, let's talk. Now, there was a rumor out there. This is where I really want to get y'all 2 cents on. Hold on. And this is another reason why I think Trey is in trouble. There's another reason that I think Trey really might be in trouble. And there was a rumor out there, I believe it was through the weekend, a couple days ago, that the Raiders are interested in Tyreek Hill, right? Tyreek Hill is, being looked at by the Raiders. Real quick, before I answer this, how do you guys feel about that? Let me know down below. How do you guys feel about this rumor? Would you want Tyreek Hill on the squad? Do you think that's something the Raiders should do as far as a veteran receiver, right? And I don't know how much you would have to pay Tyreek, but let me know down below. How do you guys feel? And maybe we got to pay him league minimum because he just got released from the Dolphins. So I think we got to pay him league minimum, if I'm not mistaken. Would you like it or would you not like it? Tap in. Let's see. What's going on, man? Time, how you doing? The Raiders run down my pop's favorite team. Shout out to the Raider Nation. Why would the NFL tell Tom Brady you cannot come back to the NFL? I believe that you do not want the Raiders in the Super Bowl. I can see why the league told him no, though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it would be great for us, but I can see why the league was like, hell nah. You're done. They done. When they trying to move on, when leagues trying to move on, they trying to move on, right? I said they're gonna do the same shit with LeBron. Ain't gonna be no unretirement for you, big dog. You go ahead. When you're done, you're done. I don't want to hear shit about you coming back or none of that. The league gonna X that immediately because they trying to move on. You know what I'm saying? To the new generation. They trying to move on to the new age. Now, they would have got some money, but I think the league trying to move on. And they ain't gonna let him do all that, that back channel money shit that he was probably gonna do with all that owner/player money. That's a lot. That's some back channel shit right there. A quick search says KC has had roughly 19 dropped passes in 3 years of college. 19 dropped passes in 3 years of college. Let's pull out the trusty calculator and let's do the math. So, right, 19 divided by 3. That's 6.3 drops per year. 6.3 drops per year. Oh, this would be nice to do. If anybody down below can tell me how many drops Trey has had in his Raider career, right? Because that's about like 3-4 years, right? About like 3-4 years. If anybody below, can you tell me how many drops Tucker has had in his Raider career? Now, when you think about that, though, 19 drops in 3 years, 6 drops per year, right? Depending on how many receptions you're getting, 6 drops is kind of, you know what I mean? When you got receivers out here that don't drop shit. So that's a little out there. It's a little egregious. So we got to think about that. But real quick, let me see what y'all talking about with Tyreek. Let's get on this. Tyreek Hill. How y'all feeling? I love it. I love what I'm seeing down here. Going to get the whole bunny ranch. Damn near. So yeah, it was a fuck no for me. No thanks. No. Perry, no. And Design, 209. First time seeing you here. Appreciate you for tapping in. Perry, same as you, man. Appreciate you for being here. No, I feel that. Dominique, what's going on, family? Hell nah. I feel that. Saying, I would love Tyreek Hill on the squad because he's going to be extra motivated to destroy KC. Okay, we got one no. F no to Tyreek. He helped the Chiefs. So that's a no. Nah. All right. I'd rather bring in Cooper back. Rather bring back Cooper than sign Hill. That's egregious. That's egregious. So no, my boy Viegas, no. Past his prime. Injury is no joke. Hey, man. Hey, I feel it. Hey, and real quick, before we get on here, man, shout out to my dog Raider Alex. I'm going to go ahead and just drop the plug now. Friday afternoon, if y'all want to have a chill time, talking Raiders football, right? And chilling with the dudes, me and Raider Alex are going to be live Friday afternoon, man. So tap in. We're going to do a joint show. We're just going to talk ball, man. It's going to be a nice chill stream on Friday. So make sure you guys tap in with us, bro. Make sure you look out for the link because on Friday it's going to be a real dope chill show, man. Can't wait for that one. It's going to be a good one. But, yeah, I see a lot of y'all saying no, and I'm right on that train. I'm right there. It's a hell no for me. It's a big hell no for me. I don't want that. One, injury, coming off that nasty ass injury. So that's no, right? Can't do that. Two, attitude, right? I'm coming with first of all, the shit that Tyreek does don't even mesh and vibe with how you think about spy tech and them and how they're operating within the building. It don't even match. Don't even mesh and vibe. So one, for the attitude there, that's a no-go. Can't have that, right? Then the rookie quarterback, right? If you're going to get a veteran guy, as far as for your rookie quarterback, you need somebody that's an actual veteran that can mentor, that can lead, right? Or that can help him in certain situations. I don't trust that about Tyreek, right? I don't trust that about Tyreek at all. At this point, I think Tyreek is in it for his bag, in it for himself. You know what I mean? And that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? You saw how he was talking at Mike McDaniel when they were losing, or just how he was talking about the team in Miami when Miami started to lose. We don't need that type of shit with a rookie head coach either, right? Rookie head coach either. We don't need that. So for me, pure fuck no. Just was in some goddamn scandals as far as didn't he look. I don't want to say just random things, but I just know that Tyreek was in some shit not too long ago. I don't remember what it was. I don't want to say random tag and put that on somebody because I don't know exactly what it was, but I know it was egregious. I know it was egregious enough for me to say, yeah, he's probably not coming here, right? He's probably not coming here. So for me, dog, I'm at a cool fuck no. I'm good off Tyreek Hill. Good off that. Raider Rick, what's going on, man? AZ, 5 credited drops. Oh, in his entire career. Oh, Cheeto. See, look, Cheeto, I can remember 2 key clutch drops off the top of my head. See? He has dropped, but if they talking about 5, that's crazy. If they talking about 5, it doesn't seem that little, but maybe it is that little. Let me see. Cheeto says, remember he struggled keeping his 2 feet at first as well. Trey, that is. Oh, you talking about keeping 2 feet in? He's better with that now. I think he's gotten better now. I will say that, Cheeto. Trey has gotten better with keeping his feet in bounds. That's better for him. The hands are still a little issue. He had some drops last year. We don't need any distractions with new coach, rookie QB. I'm with you. Saying, I still rather have Ruggs back, though. Oh, that's a fact. I don't even know. But I personally would like Russ back. I personally would. I'll take him back. But I don't think that'll ever happen. Not just to know, but why. If we're talking about Tyreek, right? I think just all the reasons that we said, man. All the reasons that we said, I don't believe Tyreek will be coming here. There's just too many things that's going on with Tyreek for me to believe that we're actually going to be going after him. You know what I mean? Let me see. Let me see what else y'all talking about, man. Too much baggage. 100%. Too much baggage. I'm right with you. Perry says, no, bro, number 36 has to be a starting DT for this 3-4 def. I prefer Caden. Now, I will say this, y'all. I think we're kind of undervaluing a little bit the depth of this DT class. I will say that. I think, hold on, give me 1 second. I think we're undervaluing the depth of the class. I really think there are more DTs in here than people are looking at, right? I do. Now, Michael Guerrero, a prison top ramen spread for Deuce Gruden. Shout out to Michael Guerrero in the building, man. Salute to my dog, man. Are we still picking Mendoza first? We're going to go through the segment. This is, hey, is a pig dang pork? You know what I'm talking about. Is a pig dang pork. You already know what it is, bro. We picking him first. Get the wide receiver Boston from the Huskies. You're speaking my language. But still some doubters, non-believers. What's going on, Kills? Salute to my guy, man. Appreciate you for being up in here. So yeah, Tyreek Hill is not a guy that I think the Raiders will be looking at. Right? I don't think that's a guy. But let's go ahead. What I want to look at right now, we're gonna look at KC Concepcion film. Egalitarian. What's going on, man? Salute to my guy. Appreciate you for being in here, man. Salute. But let's look at some KC Concepcion film. Right? Let's look at some KC Concepcion film. Let's see a little bit of what maybe intrigues him to the Raiders. Now, I'll tell y'all off the bat, bro. Think about this, okay? We got to take our minds in the time machine and think about the work that Trey Tucker has done to get to the point that he is now, right? Now, think about where he was coming out of Cincinnati, okay? I believe that Concepcion is already at a point, right? I think he's already there as a receiver, whereas Trey had to get to this point right here where I think the ceiling for Concepcion is way higher. I really do think it's way higher. But let me see what we got, man. There's a little bit of film in here that we can get into, a couple clips, and of course, this is from one of our guys from Tape Don't Lie, which is Matt Holder. So if you on Twitter, anything like that, I encourage you, give him a follow, please. The dude does great work. Him and our guy Marcus Johnson, man, they do great work over there at Tape Don't Lie. But right, we're gonna watch some KC Concepcion film. Let's see him get some subtle routes. See him try to get some separation here at the top, because I think that's everybody's thing, right? Separation. So there he is in the box. All right, there he is in the box. Let's see him move around. That's a Kubiak type of route. If I'm going to be honest with y'all, right? And of course, when I say film, some people may, where are the highlights? That's just a 5-yard. We watch everything, right? Reason I think we look at this right here, I like the route one, like the way to get the separation, but this is a Kubiak type of route. What I'm saying, I believe I saw JSN do this type of route multiple times last year, right? I think I saw JSN do a variation or some type of this route multiple times throughout the NFL season last year. So obviously we're seeing him fit into the scheme, right? Fit into what Kubiak might be able to do. And that's just a subtle little route to start us off, right? Now, next we're going in there, right? Again, got to just get the ball in his hands, to me. Get the ball in his hands. Now, this is another reason, and this is another example. Now, exactly what you're seeing Matt say on the side right here on the right side, the yak threat, right? Yak threat. Now, what did I say about him before we started this off, right? I think the difference, too, with Concepcion, if we're going to compare him to Trey Tucker, because that's what I think we are doing, he has outside ability, right? He can legitimately go outside and have the strength and have the route running to actually go against those bigger DBs. He's not just going to be regulated as just a slot guy, right? So let's watch him down below.
Find space, easy money, house call. And when he gets an open field, it's a wrap, right? When he gets an open field, it's pretty much a wrap. With the ball in his hands, he has good vision. He has real good vision. Finding the lanes, getting the open creases, right? Now, as if, again, these are natural things for him. These natural things. But the drops is always going to be the issue that we're going to talk about, where you'll come back to, right? And we said it before we even showed this, 5 yards. Can take that 50 if need be. He's one of those receivers. Now, let's look at some more. Now, this is against, let's see what we got here. This is Arkansas? I believe it's Arkansas, maybe. But bunch formation, another Kubiak type of scheme play, right? Getting him into a bunch formation and creating space. You see him motion. Right in the middle of the field. Now the yak. That shows it all in one play. Being able. Now look, Kubiak, I've seen him do this. He has these type of motions, these type of plays. Seeing JSN do this type of route in the playoffs as well. But this is what separates him. Being able to create more space. You know, buddy touch earth on that last one right there. Being able to create more space when he gets the ball in his hands, he has that speed, right? He has that speed. And he has the ability, dog, where if you give him something, he'll find a degree. He almost broke that shit right there. So that right there I like, right? That shows everything in one play, what he has. The route running a little bit. Now, it wasn't against man, but the route running a little bit, being able to get open into the open spaces in the zone, settle down a little bit. Now, once you get it, accelerate. Boom, accelerate, get into the open field, even make somebody miss, man. Don't go down on first contact. Now, Notre Dame, right? This Notre Dame. This is good competition we see SEC comp. On the, again, outside versatility. We see him on the outside there. Red box. Outside versatility. I believe, what is he playing? Z right here? On the island. Dig route. If the ball, I like this. He's getting separation. And this is what I'm saying. He has more nuanced route running coming out of college than Trey did coming out of Cincinnati. Right? The route running is there. It's there. Look at that. Subtle movement off the top. I don't like when dudes start getting the pitter patter and shit with their feet in the route running. That's that 7-on-7 shit, right? That 7-on-7 shit where dudes start getting the breakdown and the break dancing and shit at the line of scrimmage. Make you move, go. Right? Make you move and go. Look, subtle move. Gets him going, right? Gets him going the other direction. Boom. A little rounded, but it is what it is. Speed in. If the ball was a little more on time, I believe we have more of a yak opportunity as well, right? In the NFL, in the league, you would hope that your quarterback gets it to him now because the separation is there now, right? And if we're able to do that, that's even more yak opportunity to get. But Marcel Reed waits even more. And then gets him and then puts him in. But in the league, right? Boom. Quarterbacks is damn near getting ready to get this off now, right? They're getting ready to get this off now up there at the 10-yard line. They are getting ready to go ahead and release this ball. It's damn near all out of their hands with some of the elite quarterbacks, right? Some of the elite ones, this shit's already out their hands while the break is going, and he has the ball here, which might allow a player of KC's ability to hit this crease. Might allow him to hit this crease down the hashes, right? But, like I said, Marcel Reed waits 40 days and 40 nights to get the ball out there, but we still catch the ball nonetheless. Now, there's that, right? Let's keep going. What we got. This is good. I like this right here. Now, right? Matt says it on the side right here. Another Clint Kubiak-esque route. All right. Cheat motion into the dig. And the dig route is a staple of the Kubiak scheme and system, right? They will run a lot of dig routes. It will happen. Here go Quirk. Here go Quirk starting off. All right. Boom. Now, depends on how he's getting coached. But again, he's on the outside and motions in. Okay, motions in. If you're giving him free space, then you're already fucked. You got to get hands on somebody like this. But good dig, right? Good pace on the route as well, right? There's some dudes that even if they speedy, they full speed 100 miles an hour. They just running. And they run themselves sometimes out of the zone, out of a play. Look at the pace he starts with. Watch when he turns that shit on. When he turns it on is when he runs this corner here or when he rounds this in. He turns the speed on. Able to get that. Now, a little bit of me would say, like, I would want him to flatten it out just a tad, make it a little bit cleaner. Don't have to round it out the whole time, right? But regardless of it, he has the speed. He has the speed to get into that open zone. Now, again, if you're not going to get hands on Buddy, it's gonna be a long day. It's gonna be a long day. Easy money there. Easy money. It's a good little dig route. We showing Kubiak staples here. These are plays that Kubiak has within his playbook. Within his playbook that we're definitely going to be seeing ran during the season. So seeing that he can already do these type of concepts, that's what they're probably in the goddamn room eyes wide for, right? Casey Concepcion does a great job pushing vertical, getting the cornerback turned around. Now, what we really need, right? What the Raiders are really looking for, what I hope they're looking for, the downfield threat, right? Who's going to be the downfield threat? Can he take the top off? God damn. Turn Buddy around. I believe the ball was late as shit again, but turn Buddy all the way around. And this is what I'm talking about. The subtleness of the routes. He has nuanced route running, right? You look him do this. Give him the move inside. He gave him just a little move, just a little hesitation, just a little bit. A little stab, little wheel route. He has that speed to get around Buddy. Once his hips is turned around, it's over. But let's see if the ball can be thrown. We should throw it now. Well, he did. He did, but that thing fluttered up there. Either way it go, beat him. I like that he slowed down a little bit. Now, maybe the ball slowed him down a little bit because the safety was coming off the top of the field right here. Safety was coming. What the safety was really doing, I don't know. But at the end of the day, I like he slowed down a little bit, gave it time, to catch the ball. At least he high-pointed the football right here. High-pointed the football. Got a win. Not a touchdown, but down at the 1 yard line. Down at the 1 yard line. So that's a little bit of KC Concepcion, man. I'm not going to lie. What do you guys think down below? Put it down below. That's a little bit of Concepcion, a little bit of things that we can see that he can do as far as the Kubiak system. So put it down below, man. How do you guys feel about watching that? You know what I mean? At 36, do you think this is somebody we can really utilize right at 36? Or do you guys think there's somebody later in the draft that can be better utilized? Y'all let me know. Now, Quirk already starting his bullshit. But what's up, big dog? How you feeling? Somebody like Ty. Maybe. Who knows? I see patience and discipline with that young man. I do. Hey, I liked his routes, bro. He got some good route running. I like that. He's getting real open, right? And that's a skill that's definitely translatable when you're talking about going into the league and him getting open. He rounds it out because he knows he needs spacing away from the DB. Or yep. I believe so too. Sometimes they teach him to round out these in routes. Sometimes, you know what I mean? Sometimes that's how they teach it. He put in pressure on the safety up top too. Why you might see him rounding it so much. Yep. Sometimes they teach it. You know what I mean? And like I'm seeing more and more nowadays, they teaching these in cuts to be more rounded. Right. I am seeing that. I don't see too many sharp cuts no more when we're talking about in cuts and things of that nature. It's a little more round. But Space is right. I see you said it earlier, bro. It's a lot of late throws, dog. There's a lot of late throws from Marcel Reed in that one. Lopez, 4 players I've seen their highlights create their own scenes and make themselves small at creases. Casey Concepcion, yep. Zachariah Branch, Mike Washington, Damon Claiborne. Okay. And we're going to talk about one more because I think there's one more guy we're looking at. But out of all those dudes, I like KC. I think he's probably a back half of the first round dude. But if he's there at 36, I'm already going to be like, we're probably going to get this dude. Right? Probably going to get this dude. But real quick, Silver and Facts, before we talk about our next guy, these shows be flying by, boy. That's what I'm saying. That's what it feels like when we talking balls. The shows fly by. But he drops the ball too much in the small. That's not what we need. I'm sorry. The whole yak thing is great, but we have guys now that aren't tall and don't drop the ball. Boston, Brazel, Lane, please. I'm with you with the 1 and 3. Brazel, I don't know. Brazel, I don't know about Brazel. But Boston and Lane, I'm with you. I don't think we can go wrong there. Okay. Now, look, it's becoming clear, right? It's becoming clear. We know, I think that we are going to take a receiver in this draft. It's happening. A lot of people saying the Raiders should just wait until next year entirely to take a receiver. No, I didn't never believe that for 1 second. We are going to be taking a wide receiver. Now, there is another position group that we're going to talk about that I have certainty that we're going to take as well. And a lot of us have already talked about it. Okay. We've went to receiver. We went in the flashy position. Now the next position, y'all already know what it is. And a lot of you have already said it. Let's go ahead and pull it up, which is DT. DT is the next position group that I am very, very confident the Raiders are going to be taking in this draft. Very confident, right? I personally think the Raiders are going to be taking the DT, and these two positions are going to be what we will be seeing, right? Receiver maybe at 36, but DT at 36 is definitely a likely possibility. Likely possibility at 36, even more than a receiver, right? Because there's a chance that receivers can have their run in the back half of the first round, right? They can have a run in the back half of the first round, but for us though, it would fall into good standings because then that means some DTs got pushed down the board, right? Some defensive tackles got pushed down the board. But if receivers, don't end up going in that run, then we have a chance. But there are guys that I believe we already looking at. And I think there's two dudes immediately for me that stand out above the rest. Now, everybody has their favorites, right? Everybody has their favorites. But for me, dog, I think these two dudes are the leaders in the clubhouse as far as DTs we looking at. And that's Caden McDonald and Big Lee Hunter, right? Big Lee Hunter. I think these two dudes are the leaders in the clubhouse. In my opinion, they should be. McDonald is one, though. McDonald is one. They've already met with McDonald, right, at, I think, a top 30 visit. And I think they've already met with McDonald at the draft, at the combine as well. So McDonald's a guy that might be a first round guy. That's the thing. He might be a back half of the first round guy, but honestly, he would fit us like a glove on this defense. On this 3-4, he's exactly what we need, right? He pushes the pocket, collapses the middle, does things of that nature, right? And that's exactly what the Raiders are looking for within this 3-4. We need somebody that's going to collapse the middle, somebody that's going to push the quarterback out to the edges where our good edge rushers are, right? So at this point, and now we have outside linebackers that can chase from sideline to sideline as well. So somebody like McDonald can definitely work. And I believe he has a little bit of pass rush ability to him, right? That we can refine. A little bit of pass rush ability we can refine. So Caden McDonald, 100%. That's one. Right? Caden McDonald is 100% that I think we're looking at. And if he's there at 36, they're probably going to take him if no receiver is catching their eye. But Lee Hunter is the next one. Lee Hunter is the next one. And my boy Egalitarian says it correctly. Lee Hunter will be the next one. And for me, he's my DT2. And I think he has a little bit, I think he would have a little bit more pass rush ability than even Caden McDonald. I'm gonna be real with y'all. It might sound asinine. But I think he has even a little bit more pass rush ability than McDonald, right? Now he is a disruptor. As far as the run disruptor, he is that. He's for sure that. But McDonald is a little stronger in that regard. But I think Hunter has the pass rush ability that can be refined, and he definitely has the run defending down. He definitely takes up space. He's 330 pounds, right? So he's definitely going to take up the space and do that. And that's exactly what the hell we need, right? So those two dudes right there, 30. Now, this is the thing. Lee Hunter at 36, would you be mad at that? Would y'all be mad at Lee Hunter at 36? I don't know if I would be. I wouldn't, to be honest with y'all. I'd be perfectly fine if we took Lee Hunter at 36. I don't even think that's too rich. There are some people saying it's too rich. I don't see that. I don't see that at all. Now, here is the reason you guys in the chat are exactly proving the point, and not just my point. I'm just saying, like, just proving the point why I think we're not going to be taking a DT at 36 if a good receiver prospect is there, right? If Concepcion is there, if Boston is there, man, all of y'all, man, we talking Dominique Orange, who we can get in the third round, correct? Dante Corleone, who we can get on day 2 as well, maybe, right? Maybe day 2 or 3, you get him, right? There's other guys that we can also grab that we're talking about. So Big Citrus, Xavier Harris as well, another guy we've looked at that is a later round guy. DT is a very deep class this year. It's a very deep class. Now, there's not a Jalen Carter type of prospect, I would say, that's at the head and cream of the crop right now. But I do think that there are a lot of good DTs, especially guys that can play nose, that will be falling in the 3rd or 4th rounds, right? 3rd or 4th round. So if we were to get a guy like Concepcion or just a receiver at 36, you can be I would be confident now in saying, like, all right, well, with our 3rd round pick, let's target a DT, right? Let's see if Big Citrus is there in the 3rd round. Let's see where Dante Corleone is, right? Christian Miller probably won't fall that far, but you know what I mean? He's definitely not falling that far. So how far will he even get pushed, right? Because if Caleb Banks is another one. Caleb Banks. But for me, like, I'm scared of drafting big defensive tackles with foot problems. We already got that on the line right now, you know, and we waiting for that ink to run dry off number 9 contract. So that's for me, bro. I don't know about that. Scares me. That scares me. But all that, you know what I mean? All that depth in this DT class, bro, there's somebody we can grab. 100% somebody we can grab. Also, another guy, we've already met with him as well, Grayson Holton, right? Grayson Holton from Oklahoma, another guy that we can talk about as far as depth that you might be able to get in the 3rd round, right? You get him in the 3rd round. So there's a lot of guys that we can talk about in that depth class, in that DT class, that will be pushed down to the 3rd round, which would make sense for us to wait or even stack more capital for those later rounds to try to grab somebody like that, right? So those 2 dudes or those 2 positions, I'm very firm that we are going to be selecting within the draft. Receiver, for sure, and a DT, for sure. I would be very surprised if we leave out of the draft with those positions, without those positions, right? Very, very surprised. Now, now real quick, let's look. The Baltimore Ravens, Detroit Lions, Chicago Bears, and Atlanta Falcons all have their eyes set on Caden McDonald and Lee Hunter. Yeah. Now, Christian Miller is another. Peter Woods is a guy. Peter Woods is a guy that is polarizing because we don't know where he's going to go either, right? We don't know where Peter Woods might go. So We're gonna see how that works. Grayson Holden is not a true nose tackle. No, he's not. That is true. Now, we got to see what we're looking for, but if we're looking for a true nose tackle, then yeah, he's not. Maybe I thought them Iowa boys wasn't gonna be there, and all of them were. Yeah, true. But that's what I'm saying, y'all. Terry Peter Woods, if he goes in the back half of the first round or doesn't go until the back half of the first round, right? Then where's Christian Miller pushed? Where is Caden McDonald pushed? Where's, all these other guys pushed? Now, you don't know where guys are on their boards, but where are these guys getting pushed to if that's the case? He may fall. He may fall. Let's see what else we got going on here, man. Egalitarian 207. What's going on? He said salute. Do I do it? I might have to. Real quick. I can't let this slide. Bro needs to go get off my paycheck for real. Go get a job, my guy. Let's talk two things. One, this part of my job. I get paid for this. So that's one, right? Two, if you are, let's say three things. Two, because I'll address it both. Because if you're a content creator making a different page to tell me this, you can kiss my black ass, right? Because a lot of people, as far as this content game, be scared of competition. You feel what I'm saying? And they don't like certain people trouncing in their lanes. So if that's the case, you can definitely kiss my black ass. If you are a player saying this, you can double kiss my black ass if that's the case, right? If you are a Raider player saying this shit from a different account, double kiss my black ass. All right, go work on your fucking game instead of coming on here talking about this. All right, if you're a content creator, go make better fucking content instead of coming on my shit worrying about what I'm taking from you. You feel what I'm saying? If that was the case, if you was really popping, you wouldn't be worrying about the shit I'm talking about. So let's go ahead and let's continue, right? Let's continue. What up, Pops? What's going on, man? Pops is out of town, man, so miss him, but we got a very special draft show that's going to be going on. Got a very special draft show that's going to be going on. But my bad, y'all. Everybody sitting here, we had to sidetrack the show for somebody like this. That's what I'm saying, bro. They hating shit be crazy. You know what I'm saying? They hating shit be crazy. Talking about all that extra shit. Boy, get up out my damn chat with that weak shit. But let's go ahead. Let's get up in here, man. Mike Lopez. I say swap picks on the second round and trade down with our new second round. Choose Jacob Rodriguez, LB, and he is a Raider from college coming from Texas Tech. Maybe. What was that? Oh, it might have been Tyree, was it? It might have been. Who knows? We keep talking about that because he didn't comment until he saw that. I don't know. It might be. I don't want to say too much. But if it's Tyree, hey, big dog, take fucking notes because you're going to be doing this podcast shit this time next year. If that's the case, go ahead and take notes. All right, you're going to be doing this shit this year. Either that or you're going to be the strongest Amazon packer in the fucking plant. I'll tell you that. It's one of the two. It's one of the two. I don't know what it's going to be, but we'll figure it out together. We will figure it out together. Now, let's see what else, man. He 37 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? Who knows what it is, bro? Who knows what it is? It could even be another content person that's coming on here and saying on it. If it's another content person, that's even extra lame, even extra weak. You know what I'm saying? They're coming in here saying some shit like that. Like, come on, you basically admitting to yourself that my content's better than yours. I don't know where they do that shit at, but I wouldn't do that. Who knows? Let's continue, man. Now, as we continue on with what we talking about, man, we talking real football around here, man. This is why other people look. I get it. It's in the spirit of competition. You feel what I'm saying? It's in the spirit of competition. But at the end of the day, look, when it comes to this, it's why we feel like everybody that I bring on, everybody I mess with, even this show right here is one of the best Raider shows you can get up on, man. You know what I mean? It's the best Raider shows you can talk ball with. At the end of the day, we talk ball, we can disagree. It don't get negative up in here, except if your name is Blue Liner and you ain't got no motion. Other than that, then you know what I mean? Then we chilling up in here. Then we straight. But Real quick though, let's look at what we got. My boy Mike says, I'd rather invest my money on Luwalu and Tonka than Tyree. Hey, I'd invest my motherfucking money in Dogecoin before I did all that. But it is what it is. Let's see, man. Space B says wide receiver, safety, offensive tackle, DT, second round can go anywhere. Yeah. That's another one. Now, getting back to the DTs, that's as early as second, third round. That's as early as second or third round that I believe that we can get to the DTs. Feel what I'm saying? But again, how far are they getting pushed back down the board? How far are they getting pushed back down the board? You feel what I'm saying? Like we can't just be slotting all these guys in here in the first round, which I think some of these guys are first round talents, but then again, we don't know what these teams do dumb shit every draft season. You know what I'm saying? Every draft season, teams do stupid shit and end up pushing the guy to the second round that shouldn't be there. That's what we're hoping we get this year. I ain't gonna lie. Now, next position that we're going to talk about, we already an hour in. We got to talk about another position. Then we got to get into Project Mendoza. I can't leave without talking about that. And then we'll end up getting up out of here, right? We'll end up getting up out of here after that. Been a very, very successful stream, though. Now, next position that we're going to be taking that I really do believe is happening. Now, am I as strong at this? No. But I do believe it will be smarter for us to draft this position other than trying to sign this position, right? I think this is way, way cheaper on the pockets, way better for everything, right? Last position that we're going to talk about real quick, running back. I know, Mike, you saying free safety. I know. I'm sorry. And this is the reason. This is my reasoning for free safety. Because there are not a lot of true free safeties within this class. There's just not. You know what I mean? And when I say that, I say true safeties that are down the field guys. Now, there's a couple, right? But I think as far as free safeties, the Thieneman from Oregon is a true free safety, right? He's a true free safety. I like McNeil Warren. I do. But he's not a true free safety. McNeil Warren is a box guy. He's a box guy, right? And I'm not saying that he is as bad in any shape or form because of that. But I'm just saying he's a box guy. And if we're going to keep the safeties we have, that's 3 fucking box safeties we would have, right? You know, that's 3 box safeties. Now, looking at it, right, I think, and this is why, again, we're going depth of class now. This is my reasoning of depth of class. I do think you can get some guys later rounds, right? There's a guy from Penn State, I believe is Wheatley for free safety that you're talking about, right? Bud Clark maybe from TCU, right? There's another one maybe, right? But there's more depth in the safety class than there is at running back. There is, and I'm saying that firm. Now, y'all know me. I am a running back aficionado. I will crown myself that. I don't care. When it comes to positions if you had gun to my head, what do you know for real? I'm going to say running backs. This class is dumpster juice. It's dumpster juice, right? And that was the reasoning of when I was saying this last year, that last year's running back class is probably the best class I've ever seen, ever. Now, we'll see how their careers shake out. But I mean, bro, there was running backs out the wazoo last year. Right now, we're not going to bring up the Jetsy conversation. It is what it is. But he's on the team. But what I am saying is, last year, dog, you were getting starting caliber running backs 3rd, 4th round last year. Feel what I'm saying? Like 3rd, 4th round, you was getting starting caliber running backs easily. Now this year, you're not getting that shit. You're not getting that at all. Nah, not at all, bro. The really good ones are by the 4th round are probably gonna be gone, right? The actual ones that are gonna be of some substance, bro, are gonna be gone by the 4th round. And the other ones are gonna be cool little gadget guys that we mess with, but there's not guys that I'm completely sold on. Right? I'm gonna keep it a bean, like we're all over the place. Now, good question here from Kirk or from Quirk. What type of running back are you looking for? For me personally, bro, I want somebody that's quick east to west, right? Quick east to west, and somebody that knows how to take advantage of creases in the one cut and have the speed to take it downfield, right? Because I believe that Genty is a power back. He's a power back. We see it. He doesn't have long stride speed, right? I'd say if I'm not trusting Genty to break 50 yarders, 60 yarders all the time, right? I don't see that from him. He's not doing that. He's more 5-10 yards cloud of dust, right? He'll get you a 20-30 yard run, but I don't know about just breaking into the open field for 60 plus yards. I don't know about that for Genty. Now, the problem that stems for me is that I'm looking for a quick, speedy running back to complement the running style of Genty, where he's running people over and lowering his shoulder and doing that. Problem is for me that I think the running backs that we have looked at so far are the opposite of that. Are the opposite. Now, real quick, let me see what y'all talking about. AZ says you can go running back 5'7", considering the role behind Genty. That's what I'm saying. Now, you're correct, AZ. Considering the type of running back you're looking for, then yes, you can wait till 5'7". You can wait till 5'7", 6, something like that, right? But depending on what you're looking for. Now, I said I want speedy. Raider Alex says he likes the running back for Virginia. I forget his name, but I've seen him. But they've been looking at big, burly motherfuckers as far as running back so far. You know what I mean? They've been looking at big, burly motherfuckers. They've looked at Najee Harris, the CJ Donaldson from Ohio State. The two things that them two dudes have in common are they're good short area backs, right? Like goal line, 1 yard, 2 yards type of backs, right? Which CJ Donaldson, he's very, very good at that role. Very, very good. If that's what we were getting a running back for, so be it. And this is the prop. We're going to have to get into a Genty conversation a little bit. Bear with me. The reason that we are doing that, if we are going that route, is because of a problem that we have addressed since last year. I know I've addressed it. Genty was not, thank you, M-Easy. Genty was not good in short area situations last year. He wasn't. He was bad at them situations. All right, and a lot of 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, goal line situations were not getting converted. They were not getting converted by Genty. And probably if we're going to go that route, the coaching staff probably look and say, well, we're going to get this man 20 plus carries, but he's just not good in a short area. So instead of wearing his body down, we're just going to get a big ass back, right? Who can get in there for 1 to 2 yards and just ram his body into the damn line. You know what I mean? So that's really it right there. But for me, real quick, let me look at what you guys talking about. My boy DJ, man, what's going on, man? Joining the party. Let me know if you saw the running back from Kentucky, Seth McGowan, outside the jail time. What? What? Jail time. He served his freshman year. Dude looks legit. For what, though? Hold on. Well, me, I'm not going to be tripping. We all know a little couple people that have served a little prison that have been institutionalized before. We all know a person or two, so I ain't gonna hold that against him. But I am gonna see what the fuck he got locked up for. Hold on. What are you locked up for? Handed sentence. For what? Former 4-star recruit sentenced to a year probation dating back to 2021. Charged with robbery and to commit robbery and assault. Go ahead, wrap that up. That's not Go ahead, wrap that up, DJ. They're not gonna pick him. I'm gonna tell you that right now. They're not gonna pick him. They're not gonna do it. They are not going to do it. As much as I don't care, right? Like, well, I'm not gonna say I don't care, but like when if you talking about robbery in $1 million institution that we finna draft you in, oh yeah, dog. I don't know about that. They're gonna go ahead, keep his hands far deep in them pockets, big dog. I don't know. Any visit you coming over here, don't touch nothing. Don't touch a fucking thing. I ain't gonna lie, dog. Y'all just think about Spy Tech and think about all them. He ain't getting picked here. Chiefs though. Oh, the Chiefs will take him. Cowboys. Feel what I'm saying? Is what it is. They're not gonna do it, bro. They're not gonna do it. That's egregious. That's an egregious crime. Well, it's like when you get served jail time, there's no sentence you can sit there and be like, well, I hope it's a petty crime. You know what I mean? Well, shit. They said armed robbery. Did this shit say armed robbery? These motherfuckers playing GTA. Nah. We can't. Oh man, that sucks though. Hopefully he get drafted. That's good for him coming back though. Like I said, we all know somebody. If you know, some of us know somebody that's been institutionalized, right? If you're around these parts. But at the end of the day, change your life up. It is what it is. I ain't gonna judge too harshly. But when it comes to the team, they ain't gonna do that. Now there are some running backs though that I like personally. One of y'all, I think Egalitarian was the one. Raider Devlin said, wouldn't that be more so on the O-line, Jesse? Now, real quick, because you talking about that, because we talking about goal line, I have to address this. No, there were multiple times last year. I want to work on a cut up low key. Hopefully I can find that. But there are multiple times last year, bro, where it was 3rd and 1, and it was Genty versus linebacker, right? Genty versus safety, and he didn't end up converting. Now, yes, the line was shitty for 90% of the time, but for that 10%, bro, you got to show what made you a 6th round pick. Or 6th overall pick, right? Like, when it is clear, you should be foaming at the mouth like a dog with rabies. If I get one-on-one opportunity as the 6th overall pick, you feel what I'm saying? Like, come on, dog. There should be no question. Again, that's what it's like. Yeah, the line was bad, bro, but there are times where he himself needs to show what got him to that point. You feel what I'm saying? Like if we talking about running backs drafted in that range, right? And the way people was talking about Genty, bro, like they was putting him in Adrian Peterson categories. And did I ever have a question that Adrian Peterson was going to gain a yard? Please. I'd sooner ask if it was raining fucking cats, real cats, before I question if Adrian Peterson gonna get a yard. Feel me? Like, shouldn't be no question. But the running back that I like personally, and Egalitarian said it earlier, bro. Emmett Johnson from Nebraska is who I think we should be targeting for running back. I've watched him over the past month, I would say. He's got the shit I'm looking for as far as the quickness side to side, the speed, being able to have that 1 foot in the ground and go, especially in this type of system here in the Kubiak system. He'll be able to run this no problem. And coincidentally, my guy, Matt Holder, is on the same vibe, and now we have film to show. That's what I'm talking about. Running back film, this shit right here. Running back film always gets me excited. That shit gets me excited, boy. It's like Christmas for me. Get to open up some running back film. So real quick, as this loads, man, we're gonna watch Emmett Johnson and see what I believe makes him a good fit for this Kubiak system. Now, let me go ahead and share. Let me share my screen. I think this dude can be a good RB2 to Genty right now. Think about this. The whole time we're watching this film and these clips, think about the compliment he can be to Genty, right? Just think about the compliment he can be. Now, going back, boom, first one. And the best thing about him, bro, I don't even got to see it, but the best thing about him is the vision. The vision is the best thing about him, right? He knows how to find the creases, and he knows exactly where to hit them. Now, you see here, that jump cut. See that right there? See that right there? Now, look, we talking about Kubiak's system where we watched Kenneth Walker in that inside this zone scheme, and when he had the ability to pick and choose his holes. I like how he's slow too, right? Set your blockers up. Set your blockers up. But the fact he saw this hole all the way to the left side after he set it up shows me his vision, right? And you got somebody coming free off this right side, and you wait just enough, get him sucked in, boom. It's a good cut, bro. That's a real good cut. That's just one example of how I can see him in this Kubiak system. I can definitely see him in this Kubiak system. Now, next one. We're going to show it gets better as we go. It gets better as we go. We see him in the pistol formation. Right? In the pistol formation. Another handoff. Right? We're fucked. The way it looked. Right? We're fucked the way it looked. You got inside shade, defensive tackle here, free guy coming here, linebacker over top. What we gonna do? Vision. This the shit I'm talking about. That right there. Vision. Again. This is why this is all zone right here. It's all zone. Realistically, since we're getting the handoff on this side, we would like to hit it play side, right? You would hope to hit this motherfucker play side. And if I'm not mistaken, we had a motion, correct? Did we have a motion come through? Let's look. Yep. We had a motion come through. So obviously, we'd like to get some form variation of hat here on the interior defensive tackle, hat here, right? You're talking here. You would like this center to climb up right here at 36. You would like the center to climb up and start cross-facing 36 so he can't get around him. And then I don't know what the fuck Buddy right here was doing as far as the receiver who motioned, right? Pretty sure, hopefully, I would think, but pretty sure he's supposed to fucking do something with Buddy here. I don't know. Who knows? But if that, regardless of the case, to be able to cut back, see the vision, have some speed to keep going, I like that. That's a good run right there. Real good run. Made sugar out of shit right there. Made sugar out of shit. Now, all right, against UCLA, he out here. He out here where your boy at. Okay? More zone. Do you see how this man is jump cutting? He's gliding on these jump cuts. Gliding on these motherfuckers. No wasted movement. Give me the one cut and go. What did we watch Kenneth Walker do the whole playoff run, right? Don't fuck around with it. Be patient and get that cut and go. Ends up beating the defensive end around for extra yardage. Little speed boost beats the defensive end around for the extra yardage. Oh, shit, that's a linebacker. Nice. And when we look at the picture, let's look at the picture. The picture a little muddy. Now, could look at this area where the UCLA sign is. Could look within that area. But if I had to put myself in his helmet, right, you probably see the gold helmet here where the UCLA sign is. He's peeking, right? He's peeking. And it don't really look like my blocker has leverage. And he doesn't because it's fucking 2-on-1 right here, right on this right side. 57 is blocking 97 and trying to get the free rusher that's coming in. We see that. We move around. We cut around to the other side of the field, get extra yardage. Another good run, making sugar out of shit there. More UCLA. We see him here. Pistola formation, right? Boom. Zone. One cut. These fucking cuts are disgusting, dog. Looking at this, right? Again, I love the patience he has going through the hole. Right? Patience. You see when he hits it. When he puts that foot in the ground, bro, we going. All right. Good blocking here. We got good blocking here to get to the second level. Once we put our foot in the ground, we see that hole, we keep moving. Turn the jets on, get yardage, right? Again, good block by the fucking receiver. Good block by 13 right here, man. But 13 comes in, gets the linebacker, now allows us to make that cut right off him. It's good shit right there, man. Oh, back view. Here we go. We go for the back view. Hey! Low-key, I'm not going to say he set it up all the way. It wasn't all on Emmett Johnson to set it up all the way. But this little stab outside, right? This little stab outside that he does forces the linebacker to hit that little outside step, right? Lead him right into your blocking. And look at the cut he makes off the block. Woo! That shit smooth as butter right there. I ain't gonna cap to you. That's smooth as butter. Look at that shit. No wasted movement off the cut. As quick as can be. And that's in real time, bro. That's a split decision, split action. Because as soon as he cut, like right now, it looks like he's gonna run right into these dudes, right? He's gonna run right into the lineman and right into the receiver. But this cut to get through, I like that. I like that right there. I'm not even looking at the comments real quick. Not even looking at the comments, but I'm going to look at the comments real quick and then see what we got. But it ain't going to be no copyright today. If it is, y'all enjoy this damn film while y'all can. I have no shame. Enjoy this film while y'all can. Because if boy get a copyright strike, I am deleting all these clips of this video. So enjoy the film while you can. More UCLA. He probably dominating in this game. So we look. All right, back in the backfield. Okay, now look, this is more of a traditional Kubiak style. This is more of a traditional Kubiak style run right here. Woo! Hey, man. We gliding. We are gliding. This is more, traditional Kubiak style run. We get that. Brother, the vision, the smoothness in the cuts is exactly why I think he's going to fit in this Kubiak system if we can. Look at that. One here. Just all open space. Just finding the open space, not pitter-pattering with the feet, right? Like my boy said, I think I seen somebody, Frank, no wasted steps. Exactly what I'm on. If you're looking at it, right? No pitter-patter. Jump cut here. No pitter-patter there. No pitter-patter there. We moving, bro. We're moving. Yeah, he's gliding in these clips. He's gliding in these clips. Got the motion, got an extra tight end out there as well. Something we'll probably see from Kubiak. Right? This is a motion we saw this is a formation we saw in the KC Concepcion film, right? That we said Kubiak likes this formation. So, motion around. Oh, we got some pass catching ability. Screen, which a lot of us has been clamoring for as Raider fans. When the fuck can we get more screens, right? So hopefully with Kubiak we get that. But screen, good catch. Now we downfield. Make somebody miss. Make somebody miss. Hey, come on now. Come on now. This the speed. This the east-west quickness that I believe will complement Genty very well. Look at that. Make a miss. Stay in bounds. That's good shit right there. That's good shit. I got to see it one more time for the one time. From the back view. From the back view. First of all, let's say this. Good catch, because that shit's high. So good-ass catch there. Boom. Follow your blockers. Keep it moving. Put the move on 2-1. Don't let the first guy tackle you. That's what you do. Touchdown. Open space. That's what hey. I like this guy, man. I like this guy. I believe he has the elements that we can look for to complement Genty very well, right? Allow Genty to be fresh and give us a change of pace, right? I think he would be a very good change of pace for a guy like Genty, right? Imagine Imagine we got a guy like, you know what I mean? We got a guy like this that can be quicker east to west a little bit around these zone runs. That's what I'm looking at, man. That and really, now look, he said now Mike Lopez says Emmett Johnson 40-yard was 4.56. You're not outrunning linebackers and safeties in the NFL, but won't hate. Check out the tape on Mike Washington Jr. Now, Mike Washington, I'll look at, right? I have looked at it a little bit, but as far as the vision, right? As far as the vision, the cuts, I don't think they're as good as Emmett Johnson. I really don't. Now, I believe the speed is there, right? But as far as in this system, I think you got to have good vision, right? I think you got to have good vision. And really what I'm looking at is the quickness, east to west, side to side, right? Like, how quick are you making these cuts? And looking at this, I think he's quicker than Genty, making certain cuts. Not saying he's better, right? But I'm saying quicker as far as change of pace, bringing somebody in that won't give the defense time to breathe, right? Because if I give Genty, whoever it is, if it's Mike Washington, if it's Seth McGowan, if we choose to look past his sticky fingers, however the case we do, right? However the case we do, if we're giving Genty, right, boom, boom, back-to-back carries, five carries, 6 carries in a drive, I want to be able to bring in a guy as an RB2 that the defense ain't got no chance to breathe, right? It's like, oh, shit, like, damn, they bringing him in, dude's fresh, legs is fresh, and he's still making them cuts, still making linebackers chase, right? That's exactly what I don't really want to bring in like a big burly type of running back, and I know Mike Washington's not that, but as far as like Najee Harris or like CJ Donaldson, like, yeah, that can do the trick too, but then I believe that puts a lot of stress on Genty. It's going to put a lot of stress on Genty to say he's got to be an all-around type of running back. He's got to be able to be quick. He's got to be able to break long runs. He's got to be able to do the power as well, right? Where it's like, if we get a guy that's maybe quicker, right, that's maybe quicker, speedier, that takes a little bit of stress off the roles that Genty has to play as a running back. But then again, when you're talking about he's the 6th overall pick, it is what the fuck it is, right? It is what it is. We can't choose where we get drafted, dog, but we got to make plays. Got to make plays. Raider Way says, have you seen TJ Trucker out of North Dakota State running back on the move? No, haven't seen him. I will watch that. I will watch that. So far, what I was watching, keep it a bean. I was watching a lot of Emmett Johnson. I was watching a lot of the Penn State guys, which those are guys that if you were to say, like, I don't care about a lot of shit except for the speed. You know what I mean? Like, if I just care about the speed and what they could provide outside of the change of pace, then like the Penn State guys, I wouldn't care about. If you were just like, fuck it, we just need somebody fast. Feel what I'm saying? But been watching them. They're not really my favorite, to keep it a bean with you. I've been watching Jonah Coleman out of Washington, but we don't need a dude like that. Dude like Jonah Coleman, we don't need that. So I've been watching that. So haven't watched him though. We'll go ahead and check that out and see what he has. I was looking at, some Adam Randall as well, but I quickly got off Adam Randall. I wasn't really on that. We don't really need no 6'2" running back who's still learning how to play running back. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, Convoy. Oh, is it TJ Convoy? Wait. What's his name? What's his name? I was like, yeah, I ain't seen no TJ Trucker. I ain't seen that. Sticky Fingers, he was probably eating the Snickers and forgot what he was doing. We'll see, man. Okay, so Greg says you do want a bigger running back than Genty, like Derrick Henry. Oh, okay. I don't know. That's not where my mind is going, because I think like Genty is a bruiser, but interesting. Okay, so if y'all had to pick, would y'all want the bruiser or would y'all want the speedy back to complement Genty? Well, how would y'all feel? That's a good question, man. Let's see. Y'all want bruiser running back or speedy? Where we at? 2. There we go. Boom. This is a good question for the chat as we get ready to get our last segment and topic of the day, man. Last segment and topic of the day of the show. But let me know down below. How y'all feel? Y'all want a bruiser or speed RB2? And how would y'all build the team? How would y'all construct it? As we get this going, hold on, you give me a second. As you guys are answering, we're gonna get our shit together for our last segment and get ready to get on up out of here. Your boy is hungry. I'm hungry. I gotta go get me something to eat. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. I'm out here starving. Now, hey, I don't know. Did y'all see the draft hats too? As I'm getting everything together, y'all saw the draft hats? That they was interesting, man. They was interesting. I like the inside for sure. The inside for sure, they did their fucking thing. I heard the hat in person is even better as well. The hat in person is even better. Let me look, bro. Where the fuck is this damn thing at? Hold on. I just had this. This is why you can't refresh certain things, man. That's why you can't refresh certain things. Is it Albert? Yeah, it was Albert Breer. All right. Yeah. If I'm correct. Yeah, it was. Okay, cool. Now that I got this, I had to make sure we got our last segment right. But okay. Let me see what y'all talking about. Bruiser. Okay. Ashton's supposed to be the speedy back from Boise State. I just don't think he's that. You know what I mean? Like, even last year, he had some, like, open, long runs that, if we really, like, thinking about it, he didn't break away on these runs, right? When I'm thinking about 60-yard runs and shit, I'm thinking about, like, the Saquon, the shit like that. You know what I mean? Even Derrick Henry has some where that motherfucker is not getting touched. You know what I mean? And he's gone. Think about Genty long runs last year. He had to break tackles on all of them. He had to break tackles on all of them to get the long yardage. Now, hey, that's a straight, but like he was touched. He was touched. So that's just me. I was like, oh nah. Nicholas Singleton is just fast. You bugging. What you like Singleton? I don't think he's that good, bro. He's okay. He's all right, but he's not that good. If he was in the class last year, bro, he'd be like a sixth rounder. No cap. He'd be like a sixth rounder. Let me see. Either Mike Washington Jr. both skills, even Roman Hemby, a Mendoza teammate. You can get Hemby. I heard look from the grapevine though. I heard they like the other one better though. I do too. As far as Kalon Black, if you were to get him, sure, but I think they like the other one a little better. Smooth, shifty runner. Want a guy that can produce on any down or distance. So more of a shifty guy. I just want a capable backup running back because that's what they are. I think they're gonna be more than that. They gonna get carries, dog. I think this RB2 gonna get carries. That's just the way Kubiak rolls. Hit via tacos on Sierra. They have all you can eat beans when you purchase tacos. No way. Didn't eat that. Okay. Hey, everybody that's in the F or you in 909 around Fontana area, hit via, man. If they got all you can eat beans when you get tacos, that's fine. Bruiser. Some of the guys the Raiders have been looking at, I think they want a bruiser. Yeah, I agree. Now, egalitarian. When you say 1,000 yards, you mean on the ground, right? On the ground. I need 1,000 yards on the ground. I don't want 1,000 yards all purpose. I need it on the ground. Easy. You said really overrating last year running back class. I don't know about that, bro. There's Genty, Omarion Hampton, starting, right? These are starting backs. Omarion Hampton is starting. Scattaboo, who was like a third-round pick, is starting. Travion Henderson did work last year. The Jaguars found a starting running back as far as Bishil Tootin, and that's exactly why they even let Travis Etienne go, right? They found Bishil Tootin in like the 4th round last year. You look around. Judkins went to the Browns. If he would have kept going and doing what he was doing, he would have been in Rookie of the Year conversations as far as Offensive Rookie of the Year. Who else? Bro, the last year running back class was like that. It was like that. It's just you know what I mean? This year it's not as good. It is not as good. He wouldn't have been a great selection, in my opinion, if Singleton was in there last year. Now you look around, who else found time? Dolphins, shit. Even Ollie Gordon III from Oklahoma State found time last year with the Dolphins, right? He began to play. Shit, my dude, Benny Snell was the one that was the goddamn, or Benny Snell, shit, not even Benny Snell. What's his guy in there? Caleb Johnson. Caleb Johnson was the disappointment, and I fucked with Caleb Johnson last year, but he was even disappointed, and his ass was in there. But man, what's going on? Mike in the building, man. What's going on, Mike? What's going on? Let me see, Sam. Man, appreciate you for catching me on the lunch break, man. We got to get up out of here, but good thing though, we got our best segment of the day coming up right now. Taco, hey, what's going on, man? Especially, hey, tacos on me. Tacos on me. Hey, shout out if y'all giving a donation to the kid, then hell yeah, tacos can be on me. You got them right. Go ahead and shout out the donation, man. But real quick, let's go ahead and get our shit together, man. We're going to get our last segment of the day going. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. Been a long one. Been a long stream, but a good stream. Nonetheless, man. Long stream, but good stream nonetheless. So let's go ahead and look at some takeaways from Albert Breer. That is going to be the last thing. So real quick, make sure you guys, everybody hit the like button, hit the subscribe button on the channel, man. If you're new and you have not been to the channel before, but you stayed and you've been getting some of this good content, man, might as well hit the subscribe button, join the Rundown family as well. Also, forgot to do this earlier, but we got to run this real quick as far as the ad for the day, as far as the sponsor for the show. Y'all already know this show is sponsored by Underdog, right? Make picks and win you some money. Hit the code The Rundown down below. It's draft season. You can start putting some picks in on who you think is going to be drafted first overall, second overall, how many running backs, things of that nature. Remember, use code The Rundown if you're trying to do that. Or basketball season is up. Get some bread, right? New customers play $5, get $75 in bonus entries as well. So March Madness was up. Some people signed up with the code, man, got them some money with March Madness. So I'm trying to help some of y'all get some money as well, man. If you're feeling lucky, play some prop bets in there. We got basketball still going. We got the draft picks going. Hit the code down below. Hit The Rundown if you want to go ahead, support the show, and also win you some money at the same time, man. So much love to everybody. Much love to Underdog as well for sponsoring the show, of course. But let's go home, man. Let's get our last little segment of the day going, our last little story of the day. And to end it out, you know we got to play our last thing, which is... show. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it all up with a nice silver and black bow as we do. But last thing we're gonna talk about here, and this is a very important one, Project Mendoza. Project Mendoza. And why are we talking about Project Mendoza? Because it's very, very evident what the Raiders are doing and exactly how we're going to bring this number one pick along, how we're trying to at least set this up for success the best way we can, right? Set this up for success the best way we can. Real quick, shout out to everybody that's on Instagram. All right, we got to go ahead and end that one right there because it's making this computer run slow. But we appreciate everybody that's been on Instagram. If you are in there, make sure you guys tap in on the YouTube side. The show will continue here at the last little segment here. So tap in on the YouTube, hit the story, hit the link that's on the story, and we will see you there. It's much love. Join me every Monday at 11 o'clock a.m. for the Rundown show, and we'll see you all next time here on the Instagram page, man. Peace, y'all. Tap in on YouTube as the show continues. But, okay, so there's that. Real quick, showing Albert Breer's article from earlier, and what exactly are we looking at? as far as pretty quiet on the Raiders, he says, on how they'll spend the number 1 pick. And he says that is for good reason. As you guys can see here, it's a foregone conclusion that they'll select the Heisman Trophy winner, Fernando Mendoza. And I certainly wouldn't dispute that idea that his wait on April 23rd to determine his next football decision will be a very, very short, as in less than 10 minutes. Okay. Now, you guys heard on Friday what Daniel Jeremiah already said about Fernando Mendoza. He's working with Brian Greasy, installing the Raiders playbook, right? He is installing the Raiders playbook and he's already getting a jump on it. So meaning that the visit that Fernando will take, the visit that he will have with the Raiders will be one that is mainly install, see what he's been installing, see what he's learned pretty much. I also wouldn't mistake that lack of buzz for any work done, as you can see, because while Mendoza will almost certainly be a Raider, there hasn't been some coronation. What it has been with 3 weeks and 3 days to go until the draft day is deep, thorough vetting, and one that a bunch of other quarterbacks have been a part of over the past 6 months too. With this play in the fall and through January, Mendoza earned his spot up the board, but is the process and what's happening. We're going to look at the process and what's been going on. Kick off the column. This is where we got in here in the 2020 season or in the 2025 season, right? Basically, the Raiders knew that time with Geno Smith was going to be short. All right, I'll sum all this up for you so y'all ain't reading the whole thing. But basically, we sent out our assistant GM, Brian Stark, to go see Dante Moore with Oregon, right? Spy Tech went to go see John Mateer at Oklahoma. And then, we had our guy, Brandon Yeager, as far as executive personnel, senior executive personnel guy. He went to go see Ty Simpson, right? While we saw a guy like Anthony Patch went to go see, guys like Brendan Sorsby as well, right? Brendan Sorsby. So they knew early on they were going to need a quarterback. Right, Mendoza was already circled a little bit, and we already had guys in the building as far as Brian Stark who watched Mendoza play Oregon the first time. Right, watched him play the first time. Now, fast forward, Spy Tech himself went to go see Mendoza against Purdue. Right, Spy Tech himself went to go see Mendoza against Purdue. Okay, so this ain't a big game. Right? This is not a big game. Okay. This is a game so whatever game. And if I'm not gonna mistake it, I think he had an okay game against that one. They had an okay. It was against frigid temperatures as well. But at the same time, he went to go see him against Purdue, right? And he was gonna go see Brendan Sorsby as well. Cincinnati versus TCU. But then again, went to go watch him versus Oregon. So if we're counting, that's 3 separate times the head man has been at games, not only just the playoff games, because that seems to be the consensus, like, oh, he was just there in the playoff games, but he saw him in a regular season game, 2 regular season games against Oregon and Purdue, and saw him against Oregon in the Peach Bowl. So that's 3 separate times he's been in there. And then, boom, alongside Tom Brady in Miami. Right, so that's 4 separate games that John Spytek has been to doing his homework with Mendoza. That's good. Okay, cool. But yeah, they have a pretty good idea of what Mendoza is. They've watched every snap at this point. And now at this point, what the end of the article basically states is that Mendoza, since meeting the coaches at the combine, having virtual meetings and everything like that, has basically been given some of the playbook, some of the install, which is what he's doing with Brian Greasy, right? Given some of the install and said is to start working on it. And this next meeting is to see what he's learned, right? See what he's learned, see what he's retained. And at the same time, add a little bit more on there, get a little bit more on the whiteboard, and keep going like that. But they're doing their due diligence when it comes to Mendoza. And right now, everything, hey, exactly. As far as but as far as him, bro, as far as Mendoza, yeah, he's going to be the number 1 overall pick. They're making sure that he's as comfortable as possible with the offense, and they're going to be comfortable as well. So everybody should take solace in the fact knowing that this coaching staff, this front office is not fucking around, right? They are doing their due diligence. They're making sure this is their guy. They're going to make sure that this is their guy and that he is somebody that can come in this organization and hit the ground running. Now, real quick, let's get some questions before we end up getting on up out of here, man, about how y'all feel. Mike says, rundown, why can we sign Mendoza already, stable our playbook to his early workout so we have a head start on his development for the season? And that's basically what they're doing without saying it. You know what I mean? They're basically doing that without saying it. Is this what you was talking about, Greg? Hey. I appreciate it, guitar. I appreciate it. But I mean, without so many words, bro, it's tampering if they say it. But without saying it, they are basically doing that. They are giving him the playbook and saying, "Get your ass ready to come in here and hit the ground running." Feel me? So not mad at that. Not mad at that at all. Let me see. Yeah, they be on bullshit lately with the creators. 100%. They do. But trust me, I ain't got no audio. I ain't had no audio play. Let's hope I ain't get no copyright strikes. But yeah, man, that I think is everything. We had a jam-packed show today, y'all. I think that is pretty much it. We talked about everything we got to talk about. Again, Mendoza, we know what time it is. He is going to be the number 1 overall pick. What they're doing with him is very fascinating, though. Very fascinating, right? As you know, Daniel Jeremiah said certain things they was doing with Joe Burrow back in the day, right? Not saying he's Joe Burrow, but you know, they were giving him the playbook and letting him install it and all that extra. I don't know if they did that with Cam Ward last year, but you know, I think they kind of did it with Bryce Young too. But we starting to play the game. We playing the game. And I, for one, am very excited to hear it. I'm glad to hear that they're at least giving him everything he needs to be successful because I don't want no excuses. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that has been today's show, man. That has been today's show. I appreciate everybody that is in the building, man. Appreciate everybody that tapped in. We had a jam-packed show today. Jam-packed crowd today as well. Y'all was awesome as always. Always awesome. Continue to hit the like button. Continue to hit the subscribe button. All right, I got some things I got to take care of. My stomach is calling, so I'm going to go get myself something to eat. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Monday, okay? But before we get out of here, make sure you keep your notifications on because I'm about to tap you in with some good shit going on this weekend, right? Tomorrow, I have a very, very special guest for the show tomorrow. We're going to be talking about the AFC West and talking about everything that he knows about draft prospects. I have my guy, Justin Churchill, right? He will be tapping in tomorrow, okay, with the show in the morning. So tune in same time, 11 o'clock Pacific time, 8 a.m. Tomorrow morning, we will have that. Friday afternoon, we will be live with Raider Alex, right? Doing a nice little chill afternoon Friday stream, right? Answering some questions, just talking ball, having a good time, man. So tap in on Friday. That's going to be a good one. And of course, Blunts and Breakdowns, Thursday, usual time. And shit, jam-packed content, man. We got a rundown full first round mock heading to y'all soon. All right, so if y'all want to see the full first round mock, me, Trey, Mike, just act the fool, picking picks for the first round, the entire first round for every single 32 teams. make sure you guys tap in on Rundown UCFB, and we will have that for you shortly. So a lot of content coming to y'all this week. Do not miss it. Hit the notification bell, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You know I'm going to go ahead and keep y'all updated with everything we got going on with the Raiders. 3 weeks is some change out to the draft, and you know we got our very special draft stream that will be going on then. As far as that, that's your regularly scheduled programming. That's everything we got to say. It's been a great stream. Have a great rest of your Monday afternoon, Monday day, man. Make sure you guys continue to do your thing. But you know what I always say. I keep it authentic from the clouds to the ground on the Raider Rundown. I'm going to tap in with y'all tomorrow morning, man.